2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see Toronto.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. We are near, and that kind of toughness is crucial to have at a young age. Thanks, DA. Doors late season, several championship contenders preparing their postseason strategies. It's fun to watch and the maneuvering going on. How important do you think in earning home court advantage versus being your healthiest takes advantage?
Yeah, I think if you were going to talk to any of the head coaches in the NBA, they would say to you they will always take health over home court advantage. The other thing they would say to you, Kevin, is I would rather be rested than ready. And so both of those things are important.
Interesting. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Embiid is out there with Morris. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Holiday. And it's Bogdanovich in at the shooting guard.
Well, this is how you want to start off.
Wow, absolutely. Grabbing the lead right from the get-go, getting into an early rhythm. I love it.
Horford sets a screen for Dunn. Livingston kicks to Horford. Taken away by Holiday. Anthony's shot is off. On defense, Toronto. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? You've earned the opportunity to take those free throws, and you don't cash in at the line.
Morris a screen, and Holiday kicks to Morris. Pass to Bogdanovich. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drills it from outside.
Boy, Bogdanovich with the distance delivery. How about that effortless shooting motion?
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And again, it's Pittsburgh missing.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
Outside Holiday. Outside Anthony. There's the dish to Morris. Shoots it. Here's Embiid. Chandler with the block.
Well, tremendous instincts and great position. Chandler scoping that one the entire way.
Horford sets a screen for Dunn. Horford in the post. Embiid's there. Picked by Horford. Booker dishes to Dunn. Shot to stop the run. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing. Toronto leading by 7. Holiday gets the bucket. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first. Livingston kicks to Horford. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. The story of rebounding. Now a look at the league's best players on the boards. Second, Joel Embiid.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Anthony, the pass to Morris. From about 19 feet, and Anthony with the basket on the assist by Morris. Anthony's got his second bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Toronto.
And their offense centered around the 3-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Horford sets a screen for Dunn. Chandler a screen. Dunn dishes to Horford. over Holiday. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Listen, Horford has a very solid in-between game, and he's excellent at picking his spots.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Morris kicks to Holiday. Embiid the screen. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
And so it's Toronto enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their transition game has been in full effect. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly, he talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room.
Players do the policing. Coach sets a standard.
Don't you need a player like this, of Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork, have that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room because Chandler has got that covered.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far, and I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead.
So for Toronto right now, we've got Anthony, Joel Embiid out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic, and it's Holiday in at the 5. Embiid the screen. Deep 2 from Anthony. It's rebounded by Livingston.
I'll tell you, he's been dry from three-point range in the second quarter after hitting one in the first.
You look at the height of Sean Livingston, Doris, and how he is able to both score and facilitate for others. He is a coach's dream in that regard.
Well, Sean Livingston is a mismatch nightmare because with his size, he can shoot over most point guards in the post or in the mid-range. But then if you put a bigger player on him, he can create mismatches at other positions. He's a tough guard.
And Holiday kicks to Anthony. Morris passes to Anthony. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, it's kind of cool looking back at the career Carmelo Anthony has enjoyed. He helps his college team to their first ever title. He's a 10-time All-Star in the NBA. And the list just keeps on going for Melo. It's awesome.
And Doris, everyone's going to want Melo to deliver and win a title, but he's done so much and won at so many different levels, he shouldn't have anything else left to prove.
No, I couldn't agree more, Kev. He's a proven scorer at the NBA level. He's got multiple golds in international play. And Melo just one of 3 guys to score 10,000 points with 2 different teams. Elvin Hayes and Kareem are the only 2 others. Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Anthony sets the pick for Morris. Inside. It's stolen by Livingston. He dishes it to Dunn. At the elbow, Horford. Over Morris. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Horford's got it back down to single digits for Pittsburgh.
Not a lot you can do. Al Horford squares up beautifully, and what a pretty stroke.
And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game. 1:27 left to play here in the half. And Holiday kicks to Embiid. 5 on the clock, and here's Anthony from the arc. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, tough place to play on the road, and you just saw how comfortable they were shooting the basketball.
Amazing, Greg, that the hostile environment had zero effect. Instead, they embraced the challenge and absolutely shot lights out.
Dunn kicks to Booker. Chandler with the screen on Bogdanovich. Passes it to Horford. Fires from 14. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
Here's Embiid, and it comes off the front of the rim. Pittsburgh trails by 11. Livingston with it. Guarded now by Morris. And he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle, too. It's going to be Horford shooting. That one's on Anthony. Pittsburgh shooting their first free throw of the night here.
I just like the leadership of Al Horford. This is a dominant player, but he's remarkably efficient as well.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Morris dishes to Holiday. Morris with the screen for Holiday. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
For Toronto, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
No good from Booker. Anthony. No good that time. And so it's Toronto going into the break. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
We so
Show.
hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. A stellar first half for Carmelo Anthony. He had 13 points and 1 steal. An extremely potent first 2 quarters for him. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half.
That'll do it for now.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Carmelo Anthony really has... Toronto leading by 10. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And Pittsburgh looking at who they've got out there. Livingston is out there with Horford. Then there's Dunn, and it's Chandler, and it's Booker in at the 2-guard spot. It's stolen by Morris. Outside Anthony. Embiid is at the elbow. Outside Holiday. And here's Anthony from the arc. Again, the miss by Anthony. Pittsburgh shooting only 31%. Their offense really struggling to put possessions together. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
4 on the shot clock. Takes the 13-footer. Nice jump shot. Good. Anthony's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Toronto. Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh. Doris, back in college, you earned a master's in education. How close were you to pursuing that path versus veering into becoming an analyst for basketball?
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, I always felt like I would be a high school teacher and a basketball coach, and someday maybe I'll coach a boys high school basketball team. Very close, Kevin. I happened into broadcasting. I left coaching at Providence College. They put their women's basketball games on radio, and that was my entree into the business, and slowly but surely it grew every year.
But still educating still, right? I mean, don't you feel there's a part of education to being an analyst?
Oh, there's no question about it. You are trying to help that viewer to be as close to the action as we are fortunate enough to be. And sure, just describing what's going on. It's a lot of fun.
You are a PhD in broadcasting. Up again. Pittsburgh pulls it in.
Tough start to the second half. Just 1-5. Wow.
Here's Horford. Rebounded by Anthony.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Dishes it to Holiday. Anthony left side. Shoots over Livingston. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That is his first foul of the game. Pittsburgh trails by 9. They set the pick. Dunn passes to Chandler. He kicks it to Booker. In the corner, Horford with it. Again, the miss by Horford.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
Got that one up quick. Bogdanovich has got his second basket of the night.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
Picked by Horford. Now here's Livingston, covered by Anthony. Livingston kicks to Horford. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. And that's now 9 points for Al Horford.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Anthony dishes to Morris. Back to Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Morris against Horford. And the rejection by Embiid. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. To the paint. And Embiid throws it down.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Here's Dunn. 12 seconds left to play here in the third. Chandler is screen, and here's Booker from the arc. And again, it's Pittsburgh with a 3.
Yeah, how about the lightning quick release? It makes Booker really hard to contest and catch and shoot.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Toronto ahead. They lead by 7. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van Gundy from a few moments.
We got to keep closing now.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. So for Toronto right now, Holiday out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Anthony. And it's Embiid in at the 5. Livingston, that's good. Toronto leading by 5. Holiday, the pass to Anthony. Shoots over Livingston, and that one's good, Anthony.
It never ceases to amaze. Melo makes putting up big numbers like this look so effortless. What a performance.
Livingston kicks to Horford. Pittsburgh working the ball around. Feeds to Dunn. Horford with a screen on Morris. Just 5 on the clock. Good D by Embiid.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end. I'll tell you, the feed puts him in prime position to convert. The assist was where it needed to be.
Chandler with the screen on Anthony. Down low. It's tipped. It's stolen by Morris. It's Anthony with the drive. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich, showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh. As a former point guard at Providence, Doris, in college basketball, you had to initialize plenty of different plays, work within different styles and schemes. Is there a particular offensive scheme that you prefer beyond others?
You know, when I was a kid, believe it or not, though I'm an East Coast kid, during the Lakers and Celtics era, I was actually a Showtime fan. I love the fast pace, their ability to get in transition, the spectacular James Worthy being fed so perfectly by the incomparable Magic Johnson. I am much more a pace and space fan than I am a grinded out player. You know, I'm a Knicks fan by heart, and though I love the success they had in the 90s, I would say that the style of play today is much more appealing to me.
It is. It's so attractive to watch movement and fluid basketball and sets that run with precision. It's great to watch.
Poetry in motion.
Yes, well said. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. And he tried to pep them up. He said, look, nobody said this was going to be a cakewalk. We knew they weren't going to back down or go away. So if we want this game, we got to take it from them. A lot of fire from Coach during that speech, Kevin.
Toronto leading by 5. And Holiday kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Bogdanovich. Pass to Embiid. Over Chandler. That one wide left. Pittsburgh has gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Dunn dishes to Livingston. Chandler is screen. Livingston kicks to Booker. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists in the game. To the inside. From 7. And Embiid finishes inside. And Toronto leads by 4.
Well, what a terrific option he is for them. Really puts a ton of stress on an opponent.
The feed to Booker. Over Bogdanovich. No good from Booker. Toronto's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. There's the 3. The shot, no good. So Pittsburgh will take it the other way. 40 seconds left in the game. Livingston with it. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Horford with a screen on Morris. From deep. No good from Booker.
And you know, he's got the ability, but the question is that really the best shot you can get?
You know, I don't think so, Greg. The defense will give up that deep a shot all day. You got to continue to move the basketball.
You know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Boy, those free throws add a nice cushion to their lead.
Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh. They're behind by 6. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.
And when a player scores over half his team's points, you know he's going to be our pick. Even when he's been the exclusive focus of the defense, they just haven't been able to keep him in check. A tremendous individual effort.
20 seconds left in the fourth. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. That's off as well, so he misses both. Livingston passes to Booker. Again, the miss by Booker. And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
There's a lot to like about Bogdanovich's game. He's a skilled scorer, he's a capable defender, and I think there's some leadership qualities there.
Grant gets a wide open look. And so it's Toronto winning this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but 1-0. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.
Tyson Chandler, Kevin Love's stat line. Marcus Morris, Kevin Love's stat line.